Okay guys, I'm just going to go over the survival kit that I have attached with a rip-away on my tactical vest here. This is my I.S.E.K clone made by Fly, or also known as Condor, also known as Pantac. Pretty much all the same company. Pretty much everything on here is made by Condor or Pantac, including little rip-away empty pouches that I'm using for, this is my I.S.E.K, using as an I.S.E.K or survival kit. So let me flip this vest over and show you the survival kit, which is the little bit larger, bulky one here. Let's pop the disconnect and snatch the pack right off. Nice little handy-dandy device. Get the vest out of the way. Alright, so we have the rip-away pouch here for the survival kit, and open it up for you guys real quick, so if I can do this one-handed. There we go. Alright. So here's everything in my survival kit here. Okay, so we have, I'll start with the top here. We have here a lanyard attached solar flashlight. You just pop that little disconnect and it comes right off. And let's see if it's charged. No, not charged. But nice little device. I've used this one several times. It holds its charge fairly decent. Not too bad. I think I picked up this for with a larger flashlight for about 15 bucks on Cheaper Than Dirt. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's a little 5 LED flashlight that is solar powered with a built-in battery and capacitor. And I don't know if you can see the name on it, but the name is Strong Idea. It's a manufacturer, so if you guys are interested in that, there you go, little solar flashlight, pretty cheap. I have also a backup flashlight. As you see, the solar flashlight is dead. It does require sunlight, and on the non-sunny days or rainy days or whatnot, we can go with that. And of course, my batteries are dying in this one as well, and they're just a little cheapy rechargeable AAA batteries. This flashlight cost about like $2, so they're not very cheap, or not very expensive. There's my little crappy rechargeable batteries, and I need to replace and get better better quality ones. You can pick these types of flashlights up in black at pretty much any auto store for about $5, or just go to the flea market and get them for about $2 or $3. And I'm apparently not going to be able to get that on with one hand. So, next up, hygiene. So a little tube of toothpaste. Not really needed. I mean, as long as you just brush your teeth somehow, and you can use a chewed up stick to brush your teeth with, but I would prefer a real toothbrush. So of course, you know, you buy this from Walmart for about $2 in the travel section. That'll last you a pretty good little while. So there's the toothbrush and toothpaste combo. Real lightweight stuff, just takes up a little bit of room. Have a little knife here, just for like whittling wood or making sharp sticks, something like that, or even skinning small animals. You could use this for pretty much a multitude of applications where a larger survival knife would be too much or overkill. Not really needed, as a larger knife could still do the work, just a little bit more clumsy. I have a lensatic compass with a scale on the side, so military grade. These, you can get the ones that are illuminated with tritium for about $180. This one cost about $65. It does not have the tritium illumination, it just has the glow-in-the-dark paint illumination. So during night it's not all that great. You'd have to, you know, have some kind of a light source to see, in which case, you know, I do have a headlamp that I'll carry with me, or some glow sticks for that application, and I'll show that in a little bit. So good little idea there, little lanyard to wrap around your neck so you won't lose the compass. A spool of about, if I'm not mistaken, this is 10 foot of paracord. Multiple uses. You could even untwine or take out the inner cordage inside of the sheath here and use that as something as simple as dental floss. Can be used to make slings, tie down shelter halves, make traps and various things of that nature, all the way down to possibly even by taking a couple strands out and making bowstring out of it. So a multitude of versatility used for this, and definitely something that is needed in your survival pack. You choose how much you want to carry with you. A filtration system. This is a tube that you actually port into the bottom side here. That way you can drink directly from a stream. This little cap on the bottom unscrews to reveal a cotton type filter. It comes with an extra 5 set of filters. This unit is usable up to, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 60 gallons. Of course, you can just, the way you use it is you actually pull this cap open. It's a little bite valve. You just bite down on it and start drinking the water. It is a threaded cap on the inside there, where you can pick up pretty much any bottle you find in the woods that can still at least retain water, and screw this on the end of it and use this as a filtration for a dirty water bottle. So very useful item. I think this one cost $25. So I would recommend definitely picking up one of these for a quick on the go. Like I said, you could plug this plastic tube it came with directly into the bottom and drink directly from a stream. This is a taped up set of galls. No telling when you could use a set of galls just in case. And of course I use the tape on there. The tape can be reused. It's a 100-mile-an-hour tape. It can be reused for multiple applications as well, including bandages. So you can use the tape as a bandage. Let's see if I have anything else. Nope, nothing in there. Okay, so we come up to this little flap here, and I have here again more 100-mile-an-hour tape, mostly for the subdued OD green, but also can be used as bandage. This is a emergency blanket, silver emergency blanket, hence the reason why I did tape it up with green, just in case. Of course, once you pull it out, well, you're not really hiding from much of anybody at that point. You should be in a fairly good sheltered location to where the exposure of the aluminum style sheet shouldn't reflect. It also can be used as a signaling device. It is nice and shiny. Here's my little packet of stuff here. I have a fire steel, thick style fire steel, that comes with a piece of, looks like metal saw that they painted, that you would scrape the fire steel with to, of course, start your fires. A can opener, and I have about 100 of these things. So I added one onto it just in case, no telling when you could use something of that nature. I have a survival whistle, compass, Fresnel lens, and thermometer survival little set here. So you have that mini compass there, a very loud, obnoxious survival whistle. I won't blow in the whistle at this point as my little boy is asleep. I don't want to wake him up. Of course, a thermometer to tell how cold it is outside, and you have this little device that slides out, your Fresnel lens. Fresnel lens is good for making fire with the sun, so another method of making fire there. Nice little compact setup there. Then of course I have a few glow sticks here. I have one red for nighttime map reading and whatnot. Blue, usually, it's supposed to help with blood trails and help locating blood trails. And of course, green. So let's see what else we have here. This is my kind of quick snatch kit. I have a piece of paracord hooked up to it. Let's see if I can pull it out. There we go. A piece of paracord hooked up to it, and a quick slip knot. And in the end, you have a pan here for frying or even boiling a little bit of water. It's made of aluminum, real lightweight. Fold-out handle here that actually does lock into place, so it's nice and solid. Here's those extra set of filters that I was talking about for the portable water filter for 60 gallons. Carry those just in case. I could probably put them in a little bit more compact baggy, but I figured I was leaving in a standard bag. It doesn't take up much room. Here is a slingshot repair kit. You can pretty much find any stick with a Y cut into it, or a Y branch, in order to tie this to and use it as a slingshot or spear sling. Now you could also use this as a tourniquet, and pretty much a versatility of other things, including maybe even some kind of a tubing used to shove down the trachea and whatnot to clear passageway. If like you have a crushed trachea and whatnot, you can make an incision and put this down into the person's throat, and will work out pretty good, because this is nothing but surgical tubing. Don't know how sterile it would be, but especially after being touched and all that good stuff. But nonetheless, could be used in an emergency situation in that perspective. We also have a variety of different little things in here. We have a little pair of, let me put the camera down and open this up for you. Okay. So that little baggie contained a multitude of things. We have a spool of thread and some needles. So sewing needles of various sizes and a bunch of thread. So repairing, of course, pants and shirts and whatnot, but also can be used in an emergency situation as a makeshift suture kit. Would be very hard to pierce human skin, however, can still be used. A pair of fold-up sewing scissors, very cheap to find, will rust, so keep them oiled. Lead weights, of course, for fishing. I just got the big weights, and of course lead is fairly malleable, so you can break it off as needed. Little bobby pins, one large and several small, for a multitude of situations. If you don't have time to repair your pants real quick, you could easily put one of these through and hold the fabric together till you get to a point where you can sew it up. Fishing hooks, laser sharpened 5 red fishing hooks with 80-pound test line wrapped around it. An obvious fishing method for food and whatnot. All right, we have a little baggie of pills. This is just a general antibiotic. They're 500 milligrams each. Real good for pretty much clearing up any type of crap that you may get as far as out in the field. So definitely useful. I need some more of these, and even get some tablets of since my brain starts working here, penicillin tablets is definitely needed, but this is just any general disease that you may come across that your body may contract. This will clear it up pretty good. So just a one-time usage, you would take both of these pills. So just a one shot, you're done. Another spool of button thread, nylon button thread, unused, just in case you need more thread. An iodine dropper. Now I chose the dropper style, that way you can limit how much you use. It would take 2 of these full of iodine to purify one water bladder. So, and then of course you can use just the dropper to for wound irrigations and things of that nature. A little screw-on cap. Definitely useful. Does not have iodine in it at the moment. I have the crystals, the iodine crystals, in my rucksack that I have yet to put in this and fill with water. Liquid skin, or new skin. It's an antiseptic and basically super glue to keep wounds together in case you don't want to put a suture through you, or you want to save your sutures. Liquid skin definitely would work, and it stings like a bitch when you use it. So it's an antiseptic. Yet another spool of button thread. I don't know why I have two of them in there, but just in case. Can also be used for flossing. A little bit more, better than paracord. This is a used spool of button thread, so I just added that in there as I had the space. Might as well carry it. I most likely did not put one in my rucksack because I'm carrying it all on me. 2 sets of scalpel blades. You can always make a handle out of a wooden stick and use the button thread to hold it down and tie it down. Oh, another little thing I forgot about the button thread that I'm most likely carrying another set for. You can spool this together and make bow cord out of it. You could also use this as trip lines, fine wire trip lines. This is button thread. It's very hard to break. You could also even use this as arrowhead tie downs. So instead of using catgut and whatnot from a kill, if you haven't made your first kill yet, you could use this, or using the guts of deer and whatnot from your first kill, you can use this to tie down your pressure created arrowheads, just like the Indians used to do, but they didn't have, of course, the nylon thread. So 2 scalpel blades, various uses, of course, including just getting out splinters. Bobbers. There's just 3 bobbers in here for fishing. So unmonitored fishing, there you go. You got you some bobbers. A finger saw, good for cutting down small branches and small trees. Not really good for heavy duty applications. It's also non-abrasive. Well, to your skin, you won't cut yourself using this, unlike a standard blade or saw, unless you put a lot of pressure down on it. It's just basically spooled wire, is all. A Fresnel lens, another Fresnel lens. This is a, see if I get it out here. This is a larger Fresnel lens, great for starting fires. As you can see, it has some significant magnification, and it is flexible, so you can put this in a wallet. 2 suture kits, both of them zeros, so not really good for facial applications and whatnot that the new skin would be used for, but if you needed to use it for your face you could, but mostly used for arms and chest wounds. A pair of pliers would be good to be used with one of these, which you should have a pair of pliers on you anyway. I have a multitude of sets of finishing nails. I have 2 3-packs and 1 2-pack, and they're rolled up in various lengths of 80-pound fishing test line. The reason why I did this is these finishing nails have multiple applications, down to making spearheads in a trident form for frogging and fishing, but also can be used to, of course, make shelters with, or tie downs, little mini stakes and whatnot. So multiple uses. They're fairly lightweight, so I carry a total of about 8 there. So, and different spools, like I said. This little fishing line can be used as trip wire, also, of course, fishing line, tie downs for arrowheads or spearheads, even snare wire. It's fairly keeps it shape enough for snare wiring or snare wires. Bobby pins taped up in 100-mile-an-hour tape. Little bobby pins are good for multiple things, such as tacking down hides from animals and whatnot to help it cure a little bit better, down to just holding and being able to hem up various clothing and pants. So multiple uses there, all the way down to getting out splinters and all that good stuff. So I carry a little packet of that. It's, as you can see, very small and extremely lightweight, so the extra weight and a little bit of extra space could come in handy. I have here just 2 packages of general, well, actually 3 packages of general medication here. So we have Excedrin, we have Motrin, we have Advil. Something's better than nothing in this little packet here. Actually, I probably didn't mean to put the Motrin in there. It should have been Benadryl. So I need to switch Motrin out. This is probably Jesse's pack for the Motrin for the Benadryl. 2 Bic lighters. Weigh about as much as a matchbox and can start a lot more fires and can even operate, if rained on, a little bit easier than matches. But 2 of them just in case. And lastly, an extra can opener, just in case I lose the first one, or if all I have is this to grab. I still have pretty much everything that I need, minus a fire steel. The fire steel actually needs to go in here, and I have a couple extra of those. And of course, lastly, the pot, which is a small boiling pot, and same concept. It has little handles here that interlock each other. It's real solid there. So interlocking little handles, and there you go. There's your survival pack, and it goes into this nifty little EMT rip-away pouch. Pretty easy. If anybody has any ideas, of course, the iodine, general antiseptic and whatnot, but if anybody has any ideas that they'd like to add to this, maybe something I missed or maybe something I should change out, feel free to let me know.